Welcome to the channel. My name is Franco, and today I'm going to share with you the first 5 inches of snowfall of the year. So today I'll be using my brand new Honda HSS1332ATD. So this machine is brand new. It's totally bone stock. I haven't done any kind of modification to it. So I like to see how it does in the first 5 inches of the year here in New Hampshire. So the snow on the ground is about 5 inches, and the bottom 1 or 2 inches is all slush and kind of compacted. So I like to see how this thing does in its factory form. I've heard rumors of the ATD clogging up because of the collar on the chute, so we'll see if that happens today. Alright, so I'm going to get the machine warmed up, and let's go throw some snow. So during the first couple passes here in the driveway, I noticed the machine was driving to the right a lot, and it was touching the right side of the housing first on the machine. So as I was operating the machine and bringing it down to the float position, it was touching down on the right side first, and it was dragging. And as I started going further and further, the machine wanted to take a right on me. So that was getting pretty tiring. So I took it back into the garage here, and I fixed up the height of the shoes in the back, as well as the scraper. The scraper was set high, so I think they set it high from the factory because of gravel and things like that. So I took about an hour or so to really get this thing fine-tuned. There's something going on with the housing geometry where it's not exactly parallel to the ground. So on the scraper bar, there's about 1/8 of an inch difference between that side and this side. It's not sitting exactly parallel with the housing. It has to sit high on that side and a little bit lower on this side because the housing sits higher and that side sits lower. So right now I have the scraper bar set to about 1/4 of an inch off the ground, and it scrapes perfectly. As you can see here, I made some passes, and I'm pretty happy with these passes. They got down to the pavement. I like to see more black in the pavement as I make my passes, and I can live with this right here. This is good. This will melt with the sun. So the order of adjustment was the skid shoes first. I had to adjust the left-hand side to make contact with the right-hand side at the same time. That way it wouldn't pull. Then, once I was happy with the housing height, then I went ahead and dropped the scraper bar to about 1/4 of an inch off the ground. That way I can scrape the asphalt nice and clean. I loosened all the bolts in the bottom, and I loosened the side bolts as well. And then I made my adjustment, and then I tightened the side bolts only. I made a couple runs to see how I would like it. The side bolts held it in place as I was making my adjustments and going back and forth. And then once I was finalized with my adjustment, I went ahead and tightened all the bolts in the bottom of the scraper bar. So these are the skid shoes I had on my previous generation Honda HS1332. And these are the commercial grade skid shoes. They were twice the thickness when I first got them, but I still have them from my other machine. I may install these commercial grade skid shoes in the front of the housing to provide better flotation if I don't like the performance of these rear skid shoes. Having the skid shoes out front really helps the housing float along the ground, and it prevents it from really digging in. So now that I'm happy with all my adjustments with the shoes and the scraper bar, I think I can do the rest of the driveway and see how it performs. So the adjustments on the skid shoes and scraper bar really paid off, because now the driveway is nice and clean, scraped down to the asphalt. So from the factory, the height was set pretty high on the housing as well as the scraper bar. It was a little too high for my liking, so I adjusted it down to about 1/4 inch off the ground for the scraper bar, and then the housing about 11/16 or so, 3/4 of an inch off the ground. So these factory skid shoes aren't that bad. Once properly adjusted, they work pretty well. This height adjustment is a much better improvement of the previous Honda generation, which just had 3 levels of height adjustment. This one now, you can adjust it anywhere in between. It really helps you dial in your height when you're going off the driveway and you don't want to really chew up the grass. You can really come up on it just a little bit and keep on going. The differential steering is excellent. It really helped me around the driveway here as I was making the turn around that constant radius. At first I tried to steer it just like my old Honda. Then I realized I have these differential steering controls and I should be using them. Well guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.